Cool Hits 105.7 and the Cool Hits Sports Network now presents the 2017 High School Football Preview Show. Tonight's show with sportscasters, sports writers, and coaches is brought to you by King's Daughters Medical Center Sports Medicine, Mark West Hydrocarbon, Stultz Pharmacy, Commercial Bank of Grayson and Olive Hill, Shawnee State University, the Dawn Hall GM Supercenter, Kurt Robinson Insurance, Border Sporting Goods, Grayson Funeral Home, Inflation Station, Service Office Supply, Healthy Way Pharmacy, and Lewis Family Medical Group. Stay tuned. We'll come back and take a look at the upcoming 2017 high school football season right after these messages.
When you need to get back into the game, then you need to see the region's premier orthopedics and sports medicine team. King's Daughters Sports Medicine provides services to Marshall University, Kentucky Christian University, Shawnee State University, and 30 area high schools. With offices in Ashland and Portsmouth, 9 different doctors help you get back in the game fast and healthy. Call 606-408-8999. King's Daughters Medical Center, Sports Medicine.
The Mark West team says, watch us grow. Mark West Hydrocarbon of South Shore has expanded its capacity as it continues to provide fuels of the future today. The liquefied petroleum gas products facility is connected to Mark West-owned extraction plants by a 188-mile pipeline. Utilizing the latest technology, additional plant upgrades, along with a dedicated group of area employees, Mark West is getting the job done and done right. And remember, just as Mark West stresses safety first at the South Shore plant, they urge you to always check with local utilities before digging. Mark West, a growing Greenup County partner.
Stultz Pharmacy is now offering patients compounding for their prescription needs. Stultz Pharmacy is the only pharmacy in the area PCCA certified. We can provide you with hormone replacement, neuropathy creams, scar creams, pediatric prescriptions, and we can even help you with your veterinarian needs. If you have any questions, please call 606-834-1052. That's 834-1052. Stultz Pharmacy in Greenup, Flatwoods, and Wheelersburg. More than you expect from a pharmacy.
Stultz Pharmacy.
Buying a home is a milestone, red letter day, and a dream come true for many families. The Commercial Bank of Grayson can help you realize that dream of home ownership with fixed and adjustable rate mortgages, construction loans, and affordable payments. So whether you are building or buying a first home or an upgrade, talk to the Commercial Bank of Grayson and Olive Hill. Here for you for 125 years and counting. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
We have a wide range of programs that students can come here, and
opportunities are plentiful.
I'm an education major.
Psychology and neuroscience.
Business administration.
International relations with a minor in economics and a concentration in the Middle East.
I think that our students are very prepared for the real world.
And that's why Shawnee State is outstanding.
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 Looking for a new GM vehicle? Look no further than the Tri-State's largest GM volume dealer, Dawn Hall in Ashland. More than 350 new GM vehicles on the ground, with more coming every day. More than 45 new Chevy Silverados with savings up to $12,000. More than 10 Chevy Malibus with savings up to $9,000, and more than 16 new Chevy Equinoxes with savings up to $6,000. There's no other place like the Tri-State's largest GM volume dealer to save and save big. Dawn Hall, where you drive the deal home. Some restrictions may apply. See dealer for details.
Kurt Robinson Insurance, 1114 Belfont Road, Flatwoods. Your State Farm agent, offering auto, home and property, life and health insurance, plus banking products, annuities, and mutual funds. See Kurt Robinson Insurance, your State Farm agent, at 1114 Belfont Road in Flatwoods. Phone 606-836-3011. State Farm agent Kurt Robinson, 836-3011.
Cool Hits 105.7.
And good evening and welcome to our 2017 high school football preview show. I'm Jim Forrest, and we're joined by a cast of thousands here in the studio at Cool Hits 105.7. Let's run down who all we've got in the studio with us. And we're pleased to have Coach Mike Sammons of Raceland, Coach David Manning of Boyd County, Coach Scott Grizzle of Greenup County, Coach Tim Chaplin of East Carter, James Collier of Cool Hits 105.7, Aaron Snyder of the Daily Independent. I'm Jim Forrest, MJ McKay is handling the video and production end of it. We are live streaming as well as, of course, live video streaming, as well as live audio streaming all over the world. And we're pleased to have you with us here on Cool Hits and CoolHits1057.com. It's hard to believe, guys, that football season is here. I mean, for the coaches, probably not. You've been at it for a while, but sports writers and broadcasters, it's really hard to believe. And Aaron, good to see you. And I know you guys are coming out with the Bible of football around here, the tab, tomorrow morning, right?
Yeah, I appreciate that. It's coming out tomorrow morning. I'll be printing hot off the press tonight. 64 pages, chock full of information as always. 18 teams included in that, and I counted them up today. We had 35 action shots or feature shots in it, and 62 headshots of different players in the area. So, it's definitely a collective team effort there from the guys there at the Daily Independent, and everybody has really chipped in. James, you helped us out too, and Felicia, and used a lot of photos from different freelance photographers and things too. So it's always a nice feeling to get it over with. But we do take a lot of pride in it too.
And as
it's
well,
our 45th one,
45th, and as well as you should, because it's something that a lot of people get and read, and a lot of broadcasters use. There's no doubt about that. And James, I know it's hard for us. We talk about football starting already. It seems like summer just flew by, but you've been talking about it on Let's Talk Sports here for a little while.
Yeah, without a doubt. I've just been trying to get in touch with all of the local coaches, kind of see how things have been going through passing camp and then team camp, and kind of counting down. We had the grid last week, and now here we are, week 0, and it seems like that we were just finishing up baseball and softball, and then summer flies by. We're back in school, and now let the march toward November begin. But the madness is for us in the media side. We're certainly looking forward to it. It's kind of like Christmas Eve. We're ready for Christmas morning tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely. Let everybody know that on your Cool Hits app, and also at CoolHits1057.com, we're going to be carrying 7 teams this year. Raceland, Boyd, Greenup, and East. They're represented here tonight by their coaches. We'll also be carrying Fairview. We'll talk with Coach Fred Ray by phone during the show. Lewis County, and also picking up Lawrence County this year. And we'll talk with Coach Alan Short also by phone. They just had a baby. So he couldn't get here, but he's going to call in a little bit later on. We'll talk with him. We're doing a little cooperation with MyTown TV out of Lawrence County, with Lawrence County and with Boyd County this year. As Boyd County, they're going to be videoing the Boyd County home games and most of the Lawrence County games. So taking our audio and video from MyTown TV. So that's going to be an interesting cooperative effort that we're doing a little bit different this year. Just want to go around the table first of all and just invite the coaches to tell us a little bit. I'm going to start there next to Aaron with Coach Griswold of Greenup County, and just give us how you feel about practice so far, where you're at as you're getting ready to start the season.
Just excited to get the season started. Talking with Coach here, it's hard to believe that it's here. But we're excited. The kids been working hard, coaches have been working hard, and we're ready, like Mr. Collier said, to get kind of like Christmas Eve, get Christmas Day here tomorrow and get the season started. A lot of excitement in the community, and we're looking forward to a good year.
Tell us a little bit about your team, who you're going to be counting on this year to step up and play big for you.
Yeah, we lost a really talented senior class last year. Cade Warnick, Jake Wright, Garrett Collier, some of those guys really hard to replace. So we're going to be playing a lot of young guys, a lot of sophomores, a lot of juniors. We have 9 seniors this year. And we look for those guys to lead our team, but at the same time, we're going to be playing some young guys. Chase Hunt is back for us. He played quarterback and free safety last year. He's kind of the quarterback of our defense, so to speak. And Evan Urbine is another senior up front on the offensive line. Started every game for us last year. And Cody Tolliver. Cody got injured last year in the Fleming County game, but Cody's another senior leader for us on the offensive and defensive line.
From when you took over the job to now, what's the biggest improvement you've seen in your team?
I think just the chemistry with everybody, the coaches, the players. Year 1, you're still kind of filling everybody out, getting to know each other. And year 2, just kind of like one big family. We preach family to our kids every day, and I think in year 2 we're starting to get there.
Coach Tim Chaplin of East Carter's with us. And, Coach, how do you feel about your team as you start the 2017 campaign?
I'm excited about this year. Like our schedule. I think there's a lot of games on our schedule that we have a chance to compete in and see how these kids compete throughout the year. Excited about the senior class. Be first class I've had for 3 years. Been with them for 4. I was an assistant coach their freshman year. And so interested to see how they play and see some changes we've made in the offseason and get on the field.
What do you think from last year to this year, the biggest change you're going to see, at least you've been able to see so far in practice?
Just being able to understand our defense, get better at our defense, and understand the little nuances within our defense and our checks and our coverages and things like that. We hired, got Coach Baldwin this offseason to run our offense, and he's brought a different element offensively. And really looking forward to seeing what he's going to do for us on Friday night.
All right, great. Let's bring in a new coach, Coach David Manning of Boyd County. Coach, tell us a little bit about your experience so far with the Lions and your anticipation about the season.
It's been a great experience. Just tickled to death with the kids, their attitudes, the effort they put out. Anything we ask, they're really jumping on board and giving it everything they have, and really excited to see how once the games get going, to see how we do against competition and such.
Now I know that Greenup County and East Carter both open up tomorrow night, and Raceland plays on Saturday night. You guys don't play till next week, so you get this week off.
Well, yeah, we have it off. We've got a grid tomorrow or Saturday. Brought some good local teams plus a good strong Rockcastle team to come in just so we can really give us some competition, let our guys see a variety of players, styles, offense, defense, and just try to grow more from it.
What's going to be different this year with Boyd County Lion football versus last year? What are your philosophies that are going to change up?
Well, I think there's a lot more excitement to it. Our guys are really battling, and that's something that I see as a big change. They're having a good time. They're competing. They're battling everything. Even in practice, we're getting it. It's not hey, I dread it. We got out early today and we practiced, and we ended up having to call it. And when I had to hit the whistle to call it, they complain. So it's just that excitement. The guys are just happy to be there. So it's all great things.
That's great. They're great. Let's bring in Coach Mike Sammons of Raceland, and Coach, your team. You've got tomorrow off. You play a Saturday game against Lawrence County, and of course that's always a battle. But tell us a little bit about your ball club, how you feel about them right now.
Yeah, I mean we're excited. Open up on Saturday night, have Hall of Fame night, and big for our community, big for our program. It's kind of weird being here with these coaches while they're talking. I was just thinking I'm like the most veteran guy here, and it's my 4th year. It kind of shows you the turnover in this business. It's kind of crazy, but obviously, we got a rich tradition, and our kids are embracing that. We get a lot of, it's no secret. Everybody can talk about graduation all they want. We lost some tremendous players, so it's just been a process every day, and I feel like we're getting better. Obviously, we got a long ways to go, and played, a good program in Lawrence County Saturday night, and they'll let us know real quick where we stand and things we need to work on.
What anything different that you're going to bring this year versus last year because of personnel? I know you're going to keep the same coaching philosophy. You've been very successful at that, but because of personnel, do you have to do anything different?
Well, I mean, one of our biggest strengths is the cohesiveness of our staff, and you got a lot of staff. You got 2 guys. One guy been coaching high school football, I think it's 45th year, and another guy, Coach Vanderhoof, over 30 years, and we got a lot of guys that been around our program a long time. So there's always subtle changes that we try to do. At the same time, we are who we are. The big thing for us is it's no secret what's happened the last two seasons with Paintsville and Paintsville. Been settled by a touchdown last 3 times we played. So everything we do, that's in the back of our mind. That's where we're trying to get back to come October, November.
Absolutely. Let's go around the horn again. I'll ask Aaron and James if they want to ask questions of the coaches. We'll get Aaron if you want to start.
Just Coach Manning, there at Boyd County. You talked about the excitement stepping up a little bit. Also, it seems like you guys have been really working hard at hitting the hallways and getting some more kids out. Even getting some other athletes out there from track team and the soccer team. Even you guys are working together with the soccer team a little bit to share some guys. So what's that process been like here the last couple weeks?
Right now it's been great because they're out. The work we've put in is really paying off, and we've gotten some tremendous athletes out that really changes the scope of things for us and our team. It's been exciting. It's going to be I'm really excited to see how we can do.
Coach Champlin, for you, last year at the end of the season, you guys come up short to Rowan County by 1. You closed the season out with a nice win over Fleming. How big was that to kind of polish off that season, to have that winning momentum that you take into the off season and get ready to come back tomorrow night?
It was great to end the season with a W. Not a lot of teams get to do that. Most teams that do that get to put a ring on their finger. But it was great momentum for us going into the off season with that win over a good ball club in Fleming County and a good program. And we felt like there was a lot of things that we could build off of going into that season. It gave or into the off season. It gave our kids a lot of excitement, and they're looking forward to coming out to tomorrow night and continuing some of that success.
Coach Grizzle has a big weekend coming up because obviously his team opens up tomorrow night against Lewis County, but also going to be recognized Saturday as a Raceland legend. So how much are you looking forward to this weekend as a whole?
Well, I mean, first just to get the season started tomorrow night with our guys and our team, it's once again it's very exciting and ready to get that going. Then Saturday it's a great honor. Raceland's where I went to high school at. Raceland football will always mean a lot to me, and it's just a great honor. There's a lot of great players in there, coaches, and it's just going to be a good day for my family, and I'm proud to be part of it.
Coach Salmons, you got a unique opportunity on Saturday, and you and I have talked about this a lot. You talked about it. You lost a lot of great kids last year, but you get the opportunity to open a new chapter for a lot of great kids as well that's been sitting there waiting their turn, and now Saturday night's their time to step up and shine.
Yeah, we're excited to see those lights turn bright. We had a good preseason, but the lights don't shine as bright as they're going to shine on Saturday night. So we're excited to see those guys perform when it matters and, make sure they just keep competing. If we compete, we feel like we have a shot every Friday night. And obviously they're going to have a big learning curve. We know that. A lot of adjustments we have to make and things we get better on. But as we keep getting that effort, and like I said, I think, they feel like maybe the guys before them kind of left a legacy and they don't want to, maybe be the one that lets it go or lets it down. And so it's a big honor and a big challenge for them. So we're excited to see, what happens on Saturday night.
We're going to take a break, and then we're going to come back and talk more high school football on our high school football preview show here on Cool Hits 105.7.
Your one-stop hunting and fishing superstore is, and always has been, and always will be, Border Sporting Goods in Ashland with some awesome deals. Revo reels and Veritas rods and G. Loomis rods are on sale. And check out the Colonial 50 cubic foot safe for only $16.99 or the Fat Boy Junior safe. It's just $12.99. Now is your time to buy your Liberty safe. The only place to find great deals is at Border Sporting Goods, 5876 US 60 Ashland, or online bordersportinggoods.com.
Grayson Funeral Home and Cremation Services, just a mile south of Grayson, is a locally owned funeral home serving families of all races, ethnic backgrounds, and religious faiths. Their professionals have deep roots in the community, and their sole goal is to provide the highest quality service with personal warmth and professionalism, assisting families during a most difficult time of their lives by listening to their wishes as together planning a service that is personal and most suited to their needs. Call them at 606-474-5757. You can also access them on the web at GraysonFH.com.
Inflation Station in Grayson, rent's fun. If you need to entertain kids of all ages with a party, church event, or family outing, call Inflation Station at 606-232-0499 or connect online inflationstationky.com. Inflation Station in Grayson, rent's fun with slides, bounce houses, obstacle courses, water balls, bubble soccer, even a 24-foot rock wall, and rents party tents, tables, chairs, snow cone, and cotton candy machines. Call 606-232-0499 or online inflationstationky.com.
Service Office Supply and Printing, 1011 Powell Lane in Flatwoods, is your complete office supply center, featuring Savin business machines that allow you to print, copy, and scan all of your documents without worry. Let Service Office Supply analyze your office needs to show you how much money and time your business can save. With free delivery, knowledgeable salespeople, and professional service, Service Office Supply wins every time. Call 836-0488 or 1-800-926-5869. Service Office Supply, 1011 Powell Lane in Flatwoods. Healthy Way Pharmacy can take care of all your prescription needs, and they also have a wide variety of home medical equipment like oxygen tanks, CPAP and CPAP accessories, wheelchairs, walkers, and diabetic shoes. They also offer delivery service on their home medical equipment. Healthy Way Pharmacy can also help you with questions you may have about your Medicare Part D. Just call 928-1001. Open 9 a.m. till 6 p.m. Monday through Friday, 9 to 1 on Saturday. That's Healthy Way Pharmacy and Home Medical Supply, located next to the KDMC Outreach Center on US 60 in Cannonsburg, and Healthy Way Pharmacy in Sandy Hook.
Kids absolutely hate it, but the parents love it. That's right, it's time to head back to school. Please sit you out here with my great friends, Rick and Brett Clark of Clark's Pump and Shop. Now, guys, why don't you fill me in on some of the great deals you got going on this month?
You got it, Cletus. All month long, 16-ounce Monster Energy drinks are buy one, get one for $1.
And assorted bags of combo snacks are 2 for $3.
Ooh, I've finally been educated, folks. So the only thing left to do is head to any Clark's Pump and Shop location where you can return, refresh, and refuel.
Lewis Family Care on Midland Trail in Ashland is board certified. Family medicine, primary care clinic, accepting new patients. If it's osteopathic, manipulative therapy you need, see Dr. Matthew T. Lewis, D.O. For other family medical needs, see Eilena Boggs, PRN. Call 606-928-7755 for the caring, professional, board certified medical practitioners at Lewis Family Care, your primary care clinic, 6572 Midland Trail Road, Ashland. That's 606-928-7755.
Cool Hits 105.7 weather is brought to you by Kelly Brothers Furniture, 206 North Main Cross Street in Louisa, your one-stop shop for all your appliance and furniture needs. Free delivery available. Call 606-638-6000. Kelly Brothers Furniture.
AccuWeather forecast, a shower or heavy thunderstorm is possible tonight. Overnight low drop at around 72. It's going to be humid tomorrow with some sun and clouds. High should be around 86. Tomorrow night's low should be of 64.
Cool Hits 105.7.
Welcome back to our high school football preview show for 2017. I'm Jim Forrest, along with Aaron Snyder of Daily Independent, James Collier of Cool Hits 105.7, also does some writing for the Daily Independent. We have with us right now on the phone the coach of the Lawrence County Bulldogs, Alan Short. Coach Short, how are you?
Doing wonderful. I don't know if anybody's aware of my situation, but it's been an eventful week for me this week.
Yes, we are. So tell us a little bit about it.
Blessed and fortunate enough to welcome our second daughter into the world on Tuesday evening, and actually got to bring her home today.
Great.
So it's just you talk about a guy that's high on life right now, and pounding his chest. It's me.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations. I hope mother and daughter are doing well.
Absolutely, they're both doing fantastic. It's a funny thing. You think you love your wife, but then after you watch her go through childbirth and experience that with her, you really love your wife.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a good point. Let's talk a little bit football. I know your mind probably hasn't been there, but you do have a game on Saturday night up here against a very good team in Raceland. Let's talk about your team first. Where do you think they are? What do you like about your team this year?
I like our numbers. First and foremost, we've got a lot of guys that are interested in coming out and playing football for Lawrence County. So much to the point that we're having to turn some of them away that kind of haven't really paid the price that these other guys had. These older upperclassmen just wanting to come out. To me, a Lawrence County football player is special, and the amount of time and work that we ask them to put in, is not something that we take lightly. So for a kid to want to come out, later when school starts for us, it's a good thing that we can turn them down at this point. But really, really like our attitude and our effort. I think our team chemistry is very strong. I wouldn't think that we have very many superstars, so to speak, but we got a lot of guys that can play football. And just very excited to let them compete and go out and see what we got Saturday night against a very strong Raceland football team.
All right, I've got Aaron Snyder of the Daily Independent and James Collier also here, so I'm sure they've got a couple of questions for you.
Well, Coach,
sure.
I wanted to ask you first about, of course, Lucy is home, your new daughter, but how's her older sister doing with the adjustment, Ellie?
Well, Ellie is doing fine, but honestly, right now I'm walking the streets of downtown Louisa, pushing Ellie in a stroller just to get a free moment to be able to talk with you guys.
That's great.
But, it's going to be an adjustment for all of us, but she is doing absolutely wonderful. It's just going to be a learning experience for all of us.
Something that was also a learning experience for you guys last year was just everything. It seemed like, you had so many new faces, but returning 9 starters on the offense this year, how beneficial is that?
It's huge for us. Having a quarterback that has kind of been in combat, so to speak, and been through a season. We're putting a little bit more on his plate, and he's handled it very admirably to this point. As far as certain checks and different things we ask him to do at the line of scrimmage. But it's just beneficial anytime you can have that many guys coming back. Hopefully, I think we set a good bench last year, and hopefully we can exceed that as we go through our season this year.
Coach James Collier, first off, congratulations on the new baby girl. And you look ahead at your offense. You go back to last season. You return that starting quarterback. And in the offensive scheme that you operate, that is a critical piece to have back to really start building on that as you look forward ahead.
Yes, it is. The quarterback for us is just like the point guard in basketball. He's the decision maker, and he distributes the ball where it needs to go, much like these spread guys, only we just kind of try to hand it off and pitch it. And make a decision at the line of scrimmage rather than taking 3 steps back and reading a second-level defender.
Coach, what about the game Saturday against Raceland? Coach Salmons is here in the studio listening, so I know you're not going to give too much away here, but you know they're it's tough, and it should be a really heck of a ball game to start out the season with you guys playing each other Saturday night, on a Saturday night game especially.
Sure, and Mike is someone that I consider a friend. Kind of grew up together, believe it or not. I know he bleeds orange now, but at some point in his life, his early life, he probably bled a little red and black. But it's kind of funny you mentioned Mike. I've actually talked to him a couple times this week on my way to the hospital on Tuesday. We were trying to get a JV game lined up for Monday with this solar eclipse coming out. But it's been a long time talking to him, and just a good friend. Look forward to competing against him and the Rams and the rest of their staff. I heard him speak a little bit about his staff earlier. We feel the same way about our guys. The commitment that our coaches show and time away from their families is special, just like everywhere else. I'm sure everybody else in the studio could say the same thing. But Mike is a friend, and look forward to competing against him on Saturday night.
All right, Coach, I'll let you get going now because you're pretty busy. But thanks a lot for taking out time to talk to us. We look forward to carrying you guys all year long on our app and letting people be able to listen live every time you play. And we're happy to have Lawrence County as part of the Cool Hits team.
Well, thank you guys so much for having us, and thank you for all you do to promote not just football but high school sports in general in our area. It's a special thing.
Appreciate it.
It's something that we enjoy being a part of and trying to impact and influence young men and women. It's just a wonderful, wonderful thing.
Coach, thanks a lot again, and congratulations.
Thank you guys very much. We'll see you all Saturday.
All right. That's Coach Short of Lawrence County, and Mike. So, yeah. What's he talking about? Bleeding black and red there, and
we all got stories. I actually moved to Raceland in Thanksgiving of 1994. I was in the 8th grade. My mom works at King's Daughters. Worked at King's Daughters. Always joked I was raised on the cath lab over here, and that's about the truth. That's what my mom. That's how we ate, and that's how we paid the bills. And my grandparents were recently retired from the railroad. My mom was divorced, and she was a 1972 graduate of Raceland, so she needed help, and so we moved to Raceland. And Mr. Mercer was the principal then. I remember like it was yesterday, and Coach Vanderhoof was there, and of course he's deceased now, but Coach Ross was the football coach there, and she took me to school there one day, and it's been home ever since. So I grew up with Alan Short and all the Lawrence County legends, Spencer Harris, Jared Parker, and, Billy Goldsmith, all those guys, Chuck Williams, all those guys, and I go way, way back to when I was just a toddler running around the streets of Louisa. So a lot of respect for Alan, his brother, and his family. We grew up together playing at Stella Moore Field and playing baseball. So a lot of mutual respect there. Obviously, on Saturday night at 7:30, we're going to try to beat each other, and when it's over, we're still going to respect each other.
All right, that's a great story. Great story.
Coach, we talk about the offense that they have, and as a defensive assignment, it's a nightmare because it truly is scheme football, and you've got to be so disciplined to know where they are and where you're supposed to be. You have to play assignment football, or if not, you're going to give up a big play.
Yeah, it's so funny. You know, I spend most of my time on the offense side of the ball, and for whatever reason, I get to run the scout team offense. So, you know, I'm over there today, and we're trying to give them a look of what Allen and Coach Short, those guys do, and obviously we can't even remotely simulate what they do. And we always joke about the first time Saturday night, the West kid sticks the ball in the fullback's belly, all 11 of our guys going to tackle him. And that normally happens. And, you know, West kid will probably run in the end zone, and hopefully our kids can learn and adjust, but everybody gets amped up. But that's the real challenge for us. Obviously, most of the time in the preseason, you spend going against your own offense. So I'm sure they're well-versed how to defend the belly or the triple option, and we're a little bit more versed how to defend the spread. So we both got our work cut out for us. But, yeah, it's the real challenge. Obviously, you make assignments. Just like you do in your classroom. As you know, some kids do them, some kids don't. So this will be a big challenge for us on Saturday night.
Let's ask the other coaches while we've got a moment here before we take our next break. We'll go with East Carter coach first. Coach Champlin, you play Magoffin County at Magoffin County tomorrow night to open up the season. What do you know about them?
They're a spread team, just a lot like everybody else. They got a really good quarterback. Athlete type kid who can throw the ball around, and they got 2 or 3 really nice receivers that if they get the ball in open grass and get some room, they can make you miss and go score touchdowns. They like to get after it on defense and attack you and blitz and try to bring pressure on you. So we got to keep our eyes up on the offensive line and pick our assignments up and execute. Something we talked about after the Russell grid. Or scrimmage at the grid. It's something we felt like we didn't do a very good job of was execution and picking up blitzing linebackers and things like that. So we're going to have our hands full with that because that's what they're going to do all night to us. So, we've got to come out and execute offensively and defensively. We've got to know where their playmakers are.
Coach Grizzle, you open up at home against Lewis County. What do you know about Coach Hughes' team?
I mean, kind of what Coach Champlin said there. I mean, Lewis County has two really good receivers. Number 18, Tay Offit. He's probably one of the best receivers in the area. If he gets behind you in the secondary, it's game over. It's going to be a big challenge for our defensive backs to contain him. And got another guy on the opposite side of the field, number 3, Zach Roberson. Really good athlete, big, tall kid, can go catch the football. So I think our secondary is going to be challenged tomorrow night. Got a big fullback in the backfield, the Howard kid, number 45, runs hard. Just a big body back there, tough to tackle. So we got to get a lot of guys to the ball. Got to pursue the ball well, and hopefully get 11 green jerseys to the football.
Coach Manning, your ball club, as we said, opens up next week, and it's a big game because it's going to be billed as sort of a bowl game because a lot of proceeds are going to go for Amy for Africa as you take on Fairview to open up the season. That should be a really neat thing.
Yeah, we're really excited to be able to be part of that. Anything that we can do to give back and to help, it's always a blessing to be able to do so. And we're looking forward to Coach Ray's a great guy, and we've chit-chatted back and forth on a few things. And, it's like everybody else, we just can't wait to get going.
Yeah.
Just excited to get playing and compete.
We are going to be doing a lot of things with you guys on that game, promoting it and everything, because of just for the fact that it's trying to raise money for Amy for Africa. And I think we're going to be doing a live broadcast out there a couple hours before game time. And I think we're actually going to take Game Changer on the road, and Dickie's going to do it live from out there. So we wanted a lot of awareness for that game that night, not just because it's Bowie County and Fairview playing, but because it's also for a very good cause.
Right. It's great. The game itself's great, but yeah, you're right. It's what she does is wonderful, and I mean, it takes a special person to do that. So, anything to help people like that, I'm all for it. And the staff, our school really supports it, and we're just excited to be a part of it.
And what do you know about Fairview?
Well, looking at them, I know they got a good line coming by. Big, they're good size. We're Boyd County. A lot of people don't have the respect for us, and our mission really is we're just going to go out and gain it. We're trying to change the environment at Boyd County High School, the outlook, and Of course, we come up with our schemes and so on, but we're just going after and show people that, hey, it's a different place now, and strap them on because here we come.
All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk with Fred Ray, the coach of the Fairview Eagles. He's standing by. We'll talk with him in a couple of moments. You're listening to the 2017 High School Football Preview Show on Cool Hits 105.7.
When you need to get back into the game, then you need to see the region's premier orthopedics and sports medicine team. King's Daughter Sports Medicine provides services to Marshall University, Kentucky Christian University, Shawnee State University, and 30 area high schools. With offices in Ashland and Portsmouth, 9 different doctors help you get back in the game fast and healthy. Call 606-408-8999. King's Daughters Medical Center, Sports Medicine.
The Mark West team says, watch us grow. Mark West Hydrocarbon of South Shore has expanded its capacity as it continues to provide fuels of the future today. The liquefied petroleum gas products facility is connected to Mark West-owned extraction plants by a 188-mile pipeline. Utilizing the latest technology, additional plant upgrades, along with a dedicated group of area employees, Mark West is getting the job done and done right. And remember, just as Mark West stresses safety first at the South Shore plant, they urge you to always check with local utilities before digging. Mark West, a growing Greenup County partner.
Stultz Pharmacy is now offering patients compounding for their prescription needs. Stultz Pharmacy is the only pharmacy in the area PCCA certified. We can provide you with hormone replacement, neuropathy creams, scar creams, pediatric prescriptions, and we can even help you with your veterinarian needs. If you have any questions, please call 606-834-1052. That's 834-1052. Stultz Pharmacy in Greenup, Flatwoods, and Wheelersburg. More than you expect from a pharmacy.
Stultz Pharmacy.
Home is where you hang your hat. And if you're looking for a newer, nicer home to hang your hat in, talk to the Commercial Bank of Grayson. You'll like our selection of fixed and adjustable rate mortgages and competitive rates. We also offer construction loans, auto loans, online and mobile banking, and many other services. Commercial Bank of Grayson, Grayson and Olive Hill, here for you for 125 years and counting. And you can hang your hat on that. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Today I woke up, I went and taught in a 4th and 5th grade special needs classroom for the entire day.
Worked on 3D animation and the models that go with it.
I've made friends.
We won conference for the first time.
And I just got inducted into the Phi Eta Sigma National Honor Society. There's a very low student-to-teacher ratio. That way if I have a question, I can always come to my professor and they'll be very happy to help me.
And that's why Shawnee State is outstanding.
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 Looking for a new GM vehicle? Look no further than the Tri-State's largest GM volume dealer, Don Hall in Ashland. More than 350 new GM vehicles on the ground, with more coming every day. More than 45 new Chevy Silverados with savings up to $12,000. More than 10 Chevy Malibus with savings up to $9,000, and more than 16 new Chevy Equinoxes with savings up to $6,000. There's no other place like the Tri-State's largest GM volume dealer to save and save big. Don Hall, where you drive the deal home. Some restrictions may apply. See dealer for details.
Kurt Robinson Insurance, 1114 Belfont Road, Flatwoods. Your State Farm agent, offering auto, home and property, life and health insurance, plus banking products, annuities, and mutual funds. See Kurt Robinson Insurance, your State Farm agent, at 1114 Belfont Road in Flatwoods. Phone 606-836-3011. State Farm agent Kurt Robinson, 836-3011.
Cool Hits 105.7.
Welcome back to our high school preview show. Right now, we're pleased to have with us by way of phone the coach of the Fairview Eagles, Fred Ray. Coach, how are you doing?
Doing pretty well. How are you guys doing?
Doing great. Let's talk, first of all, just to tell us a little bit about your team, where you are as you get prepared to open up the season next week.
Definitely. We're definitely looking forward to next week, being at Boyd County and the Amy for Africa, Liberty Bowl. And, we've been having the past few weeks pretty good practices. And, I got a young ball club. And, from last year in general, we had some guys get dinged up. So we had some guys play varsity action for us. So a lot of those guys are back. So just overall, we've been having pretty good week practice.
Anything different with the personnel that you have this year that you've had to change? I know you don't want to reveal everything, but are there some things that you've had to do a little bit different?
Yeah, I had to tweak some things around, move some kids around different spots, but I think are pretty comfortable in all of us coaches and where we have kids at in terms of the abilities they have and where we have kids placed at. So we have a lot of parts in what we do on both sides of the ball, moving kids around. So you definitely feel comfortable where we're at.
Hey, Coach Aaron Snyder, I was just curious about the quarterback position. How's that battle going? I know you were down to a couple guys, including a guy with the last name that's pretty familiar in Roy.
Yeah, definitely. Right now, young Roy is dinged up, so he'll be out for a few weeks. But he's going to be a good ball player when it's all said and done. But right now, I have two seniors vying for a position, and as a staff, we're pretty comfortable with either one of them. So 1A, 1B, we're pretty comfortable, so we're ready to roll with those two guys.
Coach Ray, James Collier, you know, I've talked about this so many times. So many injuries that plagued Fairview last year. It was kind of a blessing in disguise this season because you have a lot of kids that return that saw varsity experience because they were forced to step up on Friday night and play under the lights.
Yeah, definitely, and that's a bonus for us. But still, some areas are still pretty young in terms of game experience. But like you said, some of those guys did get some action on Friday nights last season, and it's definitely going to help us. But, you know, some areas are still kind of young.
I just want to ask who made your schedule.
Oh, why? Do you like it? I mean, what's going on?
Now,
I mean,
you're hitting some road games, aren't you?
yeah, right, definitely. You know, Road Warriors at the beginning. Then we got a nice little stretch coming home there, and a little break here and there, and come back towards the end against West Carter. But yeah, definitely Road Warriors at the beginning. But definitely coming home in the middle.
Well, Coach, you take your schedule last year and you look at where you started. You made a road trip to Hazard, a team that went very deep into the state playoffs, and you guys were right there on the brim of pulling off a victory. How do you take those games when you have to make those long road trips and compare those to something that you're going to see when you get into the postseason?
Yeah, and I'll be honest with you, that's something that kind of, you know, what we do, you know, how the things worked out playoff system-wise, you know, may have a long road trip here and there. So kind of get the guys early on in the season used to those long bus rides and uncomfortable situations to where, like, later on in the year, if we have to make a long road trip, hopefully we don't. But if we do, we're kind of comfortable in those situations.
What do you think, Coach, as you prepare for next week, having that extra week early in the season to get ready?
I think that's good for us. It definitely gives us an extra week to prepare and things like that. And it's something we're definitely going to take advantage of. But you know, having week 0 off and getting ready pretty much in week 1, we're looking forward to it.
What about Boyd County? Coach Manning's here. He had a lot of nice things to say about your ball club. What do you know about Boyd County? What do you expect from them?
You know, I was on the staff as an assistant back when we last played in 2010, so I was a part of that. So definitely, you know, no surprising there. Definitely 4A school, we know those type of things. And, you know, in that building, they definitely have some size and definitely some skilled kids out there. You know, Coach Manning's being his first year. We're going to do a good job with the kids he has. So, you know, we're looking forward to the matchup. You know, Fairview and Boyd County, get things hyped between two communities, and we're looking forward to it.
Yeah, it should be a big weekend. Coach, I want to thank you for taking out time to talk to us. We look forward to seeing you all season long right here on Cool Hits 105.7.
All right, I appreciate it.
All right, Coach Fred Ray of the Fairview Eagles. Pleased to have him with us. And again, I want to stress that's called the Liberty Bowl. It's for Amy for Africa, and there's going to be tons of things going on out there that Friday to open up the season at Boyd County, and hopefully they're going to try to make it. If I'm right, Coach Manning, they're going to try to make that an annual type of event, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, which would be pretty big. I know a lot of teams open up their season with like bowl games, they call them, and I think this is perfect because we got something to really try to raise money for in Amy for Africa.
Absolutely.
Great. Guys, as go around the horn one more time, if you guys got any more questions for the coaches and just talk a little bit about who you think has the shot. I don't care to ask this question of coaches. You think your team's going to go far, I'm sure, but who do you think is going to be pretty good this year? Coach Grissom, we'll start with you and go around.
Well, I mean, you know, obviously the top dog around here is the guys down there in Paintsville, Johnson Central and Paintsville, two great teams, or you know, have a lot of success the past couple of years. And like Coach Sammons said, you know, until somebody knocks them off, that's kind of our goal is to get in the playoffs with those guys and have a chance in late October, November to get a playoff win. But obviously, two really good teams down there. Raceland every year is very, very competitive. Always have a lot of good kids. You know, Coach talks about graduating a lot of seniors, but it seems like they just reload, you know, every year. They have a great coaching staff, and I know Raceland will be tough again this year. Coach Maynard at Russell, you know, TJ does a great job, has his kids always prepared, always play hard. I look for Russell to be tough this year also. So,
your district, of course, Johnson Central. And you got Ashland in there too, but Johnson Central by far probably the cream of the crop, right?
I mean, that's just a really good ball club. Coach Matney does a tremendous job. They play so hard and physical. Like all those guys are fast. You know, there's not a fat guy out there. They're all big and strong and athletic looking and run really well. You know, in Ashland, I mean, you know, Ratliff's back for them. They got some nice athletes. The Coburn kid. They were kind of young up front last year. Got a lot of their offensive line back. So I think Ashland's going to be a really tough ball club this year as well.
East Carter, Coach Champlin, of course, who do you think is going to be really tough? And you've moved up to in district play, right?
Yeah, so I'm going to build off what Coach Grizzle said. Johnson Central, the team down in Paintsville area, Coach Matney does a phenomenal job coming off state championship. And, again, his kids are big, fast, athletic, and play really, really hard. And that's what that's what you want to get to. That's where you want to be playing, and so I look for them to do really good things again. And also Ashland in their district, athletic ball club. Coach Love does a good job over there with those guys and his staff. So both of those teams are in the top of our district that we've got to deal with and play with. And I look for both of those teams to do big things. And Russell and Raceland again in single A and triple A. I look for those guys to be playing late November and making the area look good. So,
Coach Manning, you've got two district opponents sitting here with you. I mean, this is a very, very tough district when you got Johnson Central, Ashland, and then you got Greenup and Boyd and East Carter.
Absolutely, and you have to say Johnson Central, Ashland. Their staffs are great. I mean, everything. But just to break off of that, I think that, what Coach Grizzle's done something right over at Greenup, because we play them in 7-on-7s, and I mean, it's a good looking group. So, I really look for them being strong. And I know the senior group coming back from East Carter, and I've coached with Champ, and, it's just a tough district.
Yeah,
those guys are going to be solid. And, there's not really somebody I can look at and go, hey, it's going to be an easy win. It's just not there.
Yeah.
But that's good. We as ex-players, we love to compete. We want to compete still. And, we got to get that into our kids, our players to do so. So, it's a great time.
It is. Coach Salmons, your ball club, year in, year out, always right there in the hunt in the district with Paintsville and Fairview, and the big rivalry between you and Paintsville has really been great the last couple of years.
Yeah, I mean, I think the last 5 years, one of the teams in our district's been in the semifinals. Obviously, the last 2 years, Paintsville's been there for 2 years before that. I think we beat them 1 year and got Pikeville 1 year, and going back even farther was Fairview. So, yeah, there's no doubt, big rival. Obviously, Coach Jericho, those guys down there have done a tremendous job. And I think last 3 games, we've settled 3 games by like 17 points or something to that effect. So, hasn't went our way. That's one game on our schedule that we got to make sure we get right. Obviously, Fairview's a big rival for ours. We're in a little unique situation, a little bit different than these guys. We only get 2 district games. So, those are the 2 biggest games on our schedule. And those are circled just a little bit brighter than the other ones. You talk about these guys in 4A, obviously, Coach Matney and those guys doing a lot right. And I heard Coach Love say something the other day about they feel like they might be the second best team in 4A. It just so happens to be the number 1 teams in their district. So I think that says something about the depth of that district. And obviously we play Ashland, we play Greenup, and just quality opponents for us. But everything for us is 2 weeks in October, preparing and setting us up for November. And obviously the last 2 years haven't ended the way we wanted. So everything we do is with that in mind.
You guys got any more questions?
I mean, you look at if you talk to Coach Cherico, Paintsville, and you didn't know the results of those last 3 games, I guess, over the last couple of years, you would think that Raceland won those games. And that he still views Raceland as the favorite, or at least that's what he says to everybody. So I think I asked Coach Salmons about that last year. And, but, Coach, how do you kind of view the district overall? I mean, obviously Paintsville has to be that top spot because they've earned it the last couple of years, right? But I don't know. He has a lot of respect for you guys, is all I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, Coach Cherico may say that, but he don't really believe that. I mean, they're number 1 until somebody knocks you off. You're number 1. That's how it goes. And we were there one time, and they knocked us off. So, and that's how it goes. But obviously, we respect what they do. Obviously, we have heated rivals on the field, and I think there's mutual respect there. Obviously, our programs go way, way back. The Class A football, some 100 years close to it. So, but yeah, he knows what's transpired the last couple of years. And I think before the, I guess it would have been a 15 season, they beat us twice in 15 and twice in 16. It'd been, well over a decade since they had beaten us. So they know that, and that's a big part of who they are and who we are. And this October, I think we go down there, we'll lace it up, and we'll get it on. And hopefully, if everything works out right, we'll get it on twice, and hopefully we're the last one standing.
Well, Coach Grizz and Coach Sammons, we've talked about this at depth a lot of this season and off season, but you look around, I'll throw this to all the coaches, all of the talent that was lost throughout the area last year. There were some really stellar talent, some kids that were seniors that had played for 3-4 years. And now those guys have moved on, and it's one of those things to where you still look up and you talk about the Johnson Central and the Paintsvilles, but those teams behind those guys, there's a lot of talent coming up that people just simply don't know about because we haven't had a chance to see them yet.
Yeah, I think when you look, specifically in Greenup County, us, Raceland, and Russell, all three kind of in the same situation, lost really good senior classes. I know I've talked to TJ about that and Coach Sammons. Tough to replace those guys. They had a lot of reps on Friday nights, and we're all going to be playing some young guys, and it's going to take a few weeks for those guys to get acclimated to the Friday night atmosphere. So it's tough when you lose those guys, but you just got to do the best you can with the guys you got, and get them reps and coach them up, get on the film, and try to get better every week.
Yeah, I think, anytime you get new guys out there in New Jersey, it's exciting. It's exciting for you as a coach and them as a player to see, actually how they perform. And once they learn, things they need to improve on and so on and so forth. But, over the years, you coach long enough, you always have graduation. You always know that. And some years it's harder than others. Some years you hate to see it. And, some years it's a good day.
That was going to be my next question.
Unfortunately, for a lot of us, those good days have been a few years ago. So, but our guys are excited again. When you build tradition, kids have responsibility, and I think people embrace that. And kids know what's transpired in the past. They can act like they don't, but they do, and they want to make sure that they're one that carries the torch forward and versus letting it fall off the cliff.
Coaches, got anything else you want to add before we do our picks here, like we always do? We don't make the coaches pick, that's for sure. And I see, Aaron, where you guys this year are adding radio people this year, huh? To your
yeah, we're having a little competition.
Yeah,
we're gonna newspaper versus radio, and we'll see how we do. We're gonna take the composite record of our four guys in our weekly pick'em every Thursday in the Daily Independent versus radio personalities composite record over the course of the season. So we'll see who knows the most at the end.
So the battle's on.
The battle is on.
The war is on.
Yeah. And I will say right now, I'll probably have the most losses of anybody on the panel, because that seems to be the case every year.
Well, let's run down the picks right now just between us three. Give me your pick for Lewis County at Greenup County.
I like Greenup County in that game. I like the Musketeers up front. I think they're pretty strong up there. Of course, they're having to replace a few really good playmakers. I think their defensive ends were really good. Jarrell Jackson and Peyton Elster, right, Coach? Yep. Those guys were really tough. It would be tough to replace, but I think they'll do just fine here in Week 1 at least against Lewis County.
I'm with Aaron. I like Greenup County. I think there's two names that you're going to hear a lot this year from Greenup County, Dalton Halstead and Patrick Kelly. I think those two guys are game makers on both sides of the football, and I think Greenup County rolls in this one.
All right, I like Greenup County too. East Carter at McGoffin County.
I like East Carter. I like their team this year. I think it's kind of a turn-the-page season for the Raiders. I actually predict a winning record for them this year. I think they're going to get started off with a win over McGoffin County.
I'm right there, too. I think East, with the senior leadership this year, Coach Champlin talking about having his first senior group that he's had that's his, I think they turn the page and they get a big win starting off with McGoffin.
I can't get them to go off of their pick'ems here. In the paper.
Trying to trick us.
I'm going with East Carter, too. Rowan County at Morgan County.
I'm going Rowan. I mean, two teams that we really don't know a whole lot about, just because Morgan County is a team that they're relying on 10 seniors. Michael Prater is obviously their playmaker. Rowan County is a team that, under the leadership of now Kelly Ford, who's been on the staff for a while, but a new head coach. There's going to be an adjustment period there, and there's a lot of new names. A lot of names, though, because they got a big roster.
Yeah.
But a lot of new names. So Rowan County, though, I think they get a win on the road.
I'm with Brown as well. I had a chance to meet with Coach Ford over at Raceland at the 7-on-7. Very energetic, very excited about his team, and that's one of the things he pointed out was the numbers that they had out. They were fun to watch. They like to sling it around. I think they got a lot of offense there, and I think they get the win.
Yeah, I do too. Great guy too. Everybody's if you don't know him and you get to know him, he's a great guy. Ashland and Harlan County.
Ashland, Harlan County was 4-7 last year. Of course, they play in Class 5A. It's a little different. And being on the road 2.5 hours from here is going to be tough for the Tomcats. But Braxton Ratliff and Coach Grizzle mentioned A-Rock Colburn, a couple of really good playmakers, I think, and they got some really good athletes in the secondary. I don't know how much Harlan will throw it, but if they do, they might pay for that a little bit because Ashland's got some good athletes back there that can really contain. I don't think there'll be too many big plays on Harlan County's part, so I like the Tomcats.
Yeah, I'm with Aaron there. I like the Tomcats as well just because of the athletes, and it all starts with Braxton of what he can do on both sides of the football.
All right, I'll go with you guys too. I feel like Dickie Tiller. No, and Saturday night, big game, Lawrence County at Raceland.
I think it's going to be a nail biter. I think it's going to be close all the way through. I like Lawrence County because of the experience that they return from last season. Like I mentioned before, 9 starters on offense. Raceland's going to be a really good team, but I think it's going to take a couple weeks to find their footing for sure. And I think I like the Bulldogs. Noah West at quarterback. He's about 6'3", 225. He's a grown man back there, and they do great in their scheme and their offense. So I like Lawrence County, a real close game.
Hashtag Snyder still hates Raceland.
I think this is up in their locker room already.
I'm sure it is. Coach, can you verify that?
Can you verify that?
I will neither confirm nor deny. but I do hope Aaron spoke earlier about a bunch of losses. I think you spoke about. I hope that's his first one.
Who you like?
I like Raceland. I know the kids on the both sides of the football. They've got a lot of hard-nosed kids, and it all starts with Damon Black. He's a talented athlete. He's a dual-threat quarterback that he can throw it around. I watched him throw it over the summer. He can get a lot of air under the football. You got some explosive playmakers there. You know, you've got Chase Love, Judd Atkins, Dalton Atkins, and then you've got, don't forget, Cam Webb out on the outside. He may be a small little engine, but he's a fireball. And you put the football in his hands, good things happen. So I like Raceland by a couple touchdowns.
I think it's going to be a very close game, but I'm going to go with Raceland because it's at Raceland. If it was at Lawrence County, I don't know. Might be a little bit different, but I think it's going to be that close of a game. But I'm going to go with the Rams. I want to thank Coach Mike Sammons of Raceland, Coach David Manning of Boyd County, Coach Scott Grizzle of Greenup County, Coach Tim Chaplin of East Carter. Our thanks to Lawrence County Coach Alan Short for calling in, and Fairview Coach Fred Ray for calling in, James Collier, Aaron Snyder of the Daily Independent. Guys, it's been fun. We do this every year to kick off the season. I don't know how many years we've been doing it, but a lot. And Aaron, you're always here with our first show, so we really appreciate that.
Absolutely.
You coming by.
Let's
guys,
kick it off.
We'll be seeing all you guys all season long, different ones of us from Cool Hits, and we're looking forward to having a great football season with you guys. Thanks for coming in tonight. Appreciate it. That's going to do it for our 2017 high school football preview show here on Cool Hits 105.7.
Your one-stop hunting and fishing superstore is, and always has been, and always will be, Borders Sporting Goods in Ashland with some awesome deals. Revo reels and Veritas rods and G. Loomis rods are on sale. And check out the Colonial 50 cubic foot safe for only $16.99, or the Fat Boy Junior safe. It's just $12.99. Now is your time to buy your Liberty safe. The only place to find great deals is at Borders Sporting Goods, 5876 US 60 Ashland, or online bordersportinggoods.com.
Grayson Funeral Home and Cremation Services, just a mile south of Grayson, is a locally owned funeral home serving families of all races, ethnic backgrounds, and religious faiths. Their professionals have deep roots in the community, and their sole goal is to provide the highest quality service with personal warmth and professionalism, assisting families during a most difficult time of their lives by listening to their wishes, as together planning a service that is personal and most suited to their needs. Call them at 606-474-5757. You can also access them on the web at GraysonFH.com.
Inflation Station in Grayson rents fun. If you need to entertain kids of all ages with a party, church event, or family outing, call Inflation Station at 606-232-0499 or connect online inflationstationky.com. Inflation Station in Grayson rents fun with slides, bounce houses, obstacle courses, water balls, bubble soccer, even a 24-foot rock wall, and rents party tents, tables, chairs, snow cone, and cotton candy machines. Call 606-232-0499 or online inflationstationky.com. ServiceOfficeSupply.com.
Service Office Supply and Printing, 1011 Powell Lane in Flatwoods, is your complete office supply center, featuring Savin business machines that allow you to print, copy, and scan all of your documents without worry. Let Service Office Supply analyze your office needs to show you how much money and time your business can save. With free delivery, knowledgeable salespeople, and professional service, Service Office Supply wins every time. Call 836-0488 or 1-800-926-5869. Service Office Supply, 1011 Powell Lane in Flatwoods. Healthy Way Pharmacy can take care of all your prescription needs, and they also have a wide variety of home medical equipment like oxygen tanks, CPAP and CPAP accessories, wheelchairs, walkers, and diabetic shoes. They also offer delivery service on their home medical equipment. Healthy Way Pharmacy can also help you with questions you may have about your Medicare Part D. Just call 928-1001. Open 9 a.m. till 6 p.m. Monday through Friday, 9 to 1 on Saturday. That's Healthy Way Pharmacy and Home Medical Supply, located next to the KDMC Outreach Center on US 60 in Cannonsburg, and Healthy Way Pharmacy in Sandy Hook.
It's back to school time, and it's that time the parents love, but the kids hate it. Now, Cletus T. Judd here with my friends Rick and Brent Clark from Clark's Puppet Shops. Guys, what's something that parents and kids will both love?
Cletus, folks can come in for a free bag of Uncle Ray's chips with the purchase of a 44-ounce fountain drink.
And 2.5-ounce cans of Pringles potato chips are buy one, get one free.
Sounds like some great after-school snacks going on. Now get yours at your nearest Clark's Puppet Shop location and return, refresh, and refuel.
Lewis Family Care on Midland Trail in Ashland is board certified. Family medicine, primary care clinic, accepting new patients. If it's osteopathic, manipulative therapy you need, see Dr. Matthew T. Lewis, D.O. For other family medical needs, see Eilena Boggs, PRN. Call 606-928-7755 for the caring, professional, board certified medical practitioners at Lewis Family Care, your primary care clinic, 6572 Midland Trail Road, Ashland. That's 606-928-7755.
You've been listening to the 2017 High School Football Preview Show on Cool Hits 105.7 and the Cool Hits Sports Network. Tonight's show has been brought to you by Lewis Family Medical Group, Healthy Way Pharmacy, Service Office Supply, Inflation Station, Grayson Funeral Home, Border Sporting Goods, Kurt Robinson Insurance, the Dawn Hall GM Supercenter, Shawnee State University, Commercial Bank of Grayson and Olive Hill, Stultz Pharmacy, Mark West Hydrocarbon, and King's Daughters Medical Center Sports Medicine. Tune in all season long for great high school football on the Cool Hits Sports Network.